Hello everyone and welcome to this everything is working, but best to be sure. So we have Captain Bitcoin, the actual snail, Viv670, King Smith, AD, yo, Marcelo Fibonacci, Severin, La Medicina. Yeah, structure. Stream is also go over some positions that I have open at the moment because we're coming into some zones where I'm taking some profits, and also wanted to have a quick look at BTC because on BTC yesterday during the stream I mentioned that this down here is a decent support. So we had the anchored VWAP lining up with this range point of control. And overall, if we look at the 4-hour time frame, what I covered on Monday on stream was I would only get bearish on BTC at least for another pullback. If we lost this point of control, then we could look for this value rotation, but yeah, it never happened, so it was strong. We made a new all-time high on other charts. We did not on this Bybit chart here, but it was super strong, obviously, and still in the swing long trade from down here. So on BTC, we are moving into all-time highs, as we know. And I want to go over my last bigger trade that I still have open. So I'm always thinking if we move into all-time highs, I mentioned this a couple of times on when it comes to stocks as well, to at least take partial profits or look for a hedge trade. So for me, my last BTC I bought some down here. So I think my entry for this last Bitcoin that I bought was up yeah, nearly 40%. So if we move into all-time highs, it should be about 40% on that one. And what I'm going to do is I will reduce this position just by, because this was a more of a compound. This was not the first investment, obviously. So this was more of a compound. And I'm going to take 1/3 at the all-time high, which is now. So I'm not too fixated on this Bybit chart. I'm just going to cash out 1/3 of that. The rest I'm going to keep open. My next sell is going to be about 130,000 if we ever reach there, or if we see market structure changes, because this position is in very decent profits. And yeah, this was lining up with everything. I mean, I mentioned it, but it was the same on, I know it's the it's the altcoin stream. I'm just gonna mention this. So this was the long on and on NQ that we had, but BTC was at the same time. So this was in April. And for me, since this is also for an investment, it's not like an entry at 20,000 where I can just say I'm going to hold this forever. But this one here is going to hit take profits. I've yet to do that, but I'm going to. So yeah, I'm taking about, what is this? I think I bought 1.2 BTC down here, so this is very nice. And yeah, this is how I'm managing that one. This is how I'm managing that one. And let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum also nice, and Ethereum is also moving into a take profit zone for myself. So I have taken the not BTC, the Ethereum long down here. This was from one of the altcoin streams. For me, this is a spot holding, so it's slightly different. So what I've done lately was I have this BTC is spot, Ethereum is spot, Solana is spot and leveraged, and also XRP spot. So I'm gonna go over this, okay? So Ethereum also moving into a take profit at around 3,000. So here I'm gonna take 50% of this. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do here. I will look at this chart. I do like what we are doing here. So Ethereum looks a little bit stronger now, and I would expect this to hit 3,000. This would be nice. So on Ethereum, I'm not really interested in shorting this daily up here. I prefer to see, yeah, follow through to the upside, potentially even a long on a pullback if this long down there. Okay, this was the supply into demand flip. I can hide this. I want to redo this, redo that. So let's see if there's any new levels on it. Need to check some anchored VWAPs. No, sorry, not anchored VWAPs, some MPOCs. So let's check this. So let's go to TIG 150. There's no MPOCs here. We already tested the previous week point of control. Let's see on the monthly. Also, okay, on the daily, I could have a look. Oh, what's this open interest increase? That's not smart. Yeah, BTC getting quite some buys up here into the highs. So let's check Ethereum. So there's an MPOC 2577. This one I do. MPOC, the one above is too high, too far away, or too close to current price action. And that's it. That's it. So this is the only one. Gonna check this range again. So also the point of control, this is good. Anchored VWAP is gonna move into there as well. So on Ethereum, obviously this can't be a swing trade whatsoever. It could only be a day trade, which would be at around the zone of the daily into this anchored VWAP. So it would, let's just say we get the pullback here. This would still offer a decent R&R. And yeah, this is what I can see on Ethereum. Finally, some price action. And also, yeah, looking at the structure here, I would think that the best case scenario definitely is to make a new high on the local time frame. So that's what I'm planning here on Ethereum. So Solana finally broke this downtrend anchored VWAP. I don't see any new potential on Solana as we traded that one to perfection. So since this long that we had, it was this right here. So yeah, starting this year, actually, I would say on Solana, let me show this real quick. On Solana, we even it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't think anyone in the world could have traded this better. And this, I must say, is when you best calls that yeah, I've ever seen myself. So I'm just having a little bit of fun here, but this is crazy. So we had this long trade that ended in 60, or no, it was 73% bounce to the upside. We didn't do anything, saw weakness here, short trade into the lows for 30% profit. Swing long trade up until here. Target 30%. This How was it called here? Long idea one, day trade. This was just a day trade. It was not a swing trade. We recognized that ahead of time. This day trade ended in 15% profit. Next swing trade up 23%. So each and every pivot, no one in the world could have traded this any better. So Solana is amazing, but there's simply no new setup because this one is exhausted. In the long or spot from down here, spot from here, leverage from here, and this is a hedge short. So Solana, we killed it. I do want to have a look at XRP. I can see it's also requested. So on XRP, I had this long trade here. It was into a daily and weekly. Weekly was hit perfectly. This was the trade. And from entry, this one is also up 24%. So I mentioned that I'm in spot on this one. And it is finally getting some legs to the upside. I do expect this to be key resistance. I'm still debating on what I'm going to do. I've hit a take profit one. This up here is either going to be a hedge short for me, so I am spot on this one. And up here, I might take a hedge position or close more of this position because I didn't check this portfolio so regularly, but yeah, this is up quite a bit and it's quite a big investment. So it's going to be 30%. I can't complain. I do want to have some exposure, so I'm not going to close it entirely. But yeah, time to be protected here. Let's just see. I think we claimed this strength. So I would really like to see this move to the upside in terms of support to the downside. It's going to be this weekly NPOC. Don't really want to see this lost. So I'm going to place an alert for this. Would like to see it hit this level first though. So yeah, that's that. And what else? There's nothing else to do on XRP really. So for a day trade, I could look at 222, but the swing long. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it, but yeah, that's it. That's XRP. So let's have a look at what else we got here. This was the hype, but I said I'm not taking the short trade. This was a conditional entry. I would have only taken the short if we hit that level first, so there's nothing to do here. This one's now moving a little bit slower. CRV had a nice bounce yesterday, but the level was not hit yet. So let's see if there is a sign of strength. Not yet. So only, I would say only, oh, this is key resistance, but only if we claim this, I would say that is a strong move on CRV. As long as we stay below this, this could actually be a short level. So I'm gonna hide this and have a look at some high time frame levels. So there's nothing here. Nothing there. Is there a daily at least? All of these dailies are tested. That's not the best. What about the previous range? It's at least previous range point of control and value area high. I'm going to check some NPOCs for this one. To tick 20. The MPCs below, there's nothing above. Let's check this here, CRV, USDT. Tick probably 6. 5838 6174. Okay, that's at 6174. Gonna check the 7.5 of this, but I would think it's a little bit lower. What's the risk on this? 6%. So this could be an idea on CRV. I'm not 100% convinced about this, but I'm going to place an alert to see if there's weakness upon hitting that level. Yeah, I'm just going to keep the alert and see. We had H, USDT into this support there yesterday, but yeah, I'm not trading this. So let's see. Let's see, just me, WIF. Yeah, there's a couple of altcoins we can have a look at. So let's see this. On the weekly, we had this trade a while back that was perfect. Other than that, nothing. So I'm gonna clean up this chart and see. Overall, I can see the weekly structure here did not change yet. So monthly below, weekly. We hit a weekly to the downside, and the rest I would say is probably too far away. Yeah, the rest I don't really need, so that's gonna go into the high time frame folder. I'm also gonna check some MPOCs on that one. We have one right above, and then 3, 4. 3, 4, but this is nowhere near a zone I'd like to involve myself. So that's gonna be it. I'm gonna stay on the high time frame levels here. I don't really need the dailies. What we can clearly see is that we had this nice range up here that was lost, continued weakness, and we can see on this value area low and the weekly we have demand once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So that's going to be massive resistance. It's going to be massive resistance where I am interested in a short trade. In validation, I'm going to have to see. Target would be this down here. So if I see a decent reaction here, some follow through, I'm going to adjust the stop loss. But at first, I'm just going to have to see where the high is going to be put in. I don't want to keep it that tight yet because we don't know. So I'm just gonna allow myself some room on this one, and I messed up the weekly. Goes back to there. Yeah, this is a short trade I really like, I must say. down here. I see no reason to look for long trades because all time frames look weak. And I'm only going to place an alert for the monthly to the downside. I don't see amazing support down there, but it's a monthly, it's some liquidity here, and I just want to be aware if we hit it, if there's a long trade to be had. So I would always wait for the signs of strength first before taking a trade down there. So just placing that alert. Then I want to do this here. I don't really see a trade. We also had Jasmine. Yeah, this is also going exactly as planned. So Jasmine was the long trade down here from the monthly. Then we had to realize that the value area low reclaim is super important because let's think about this in terms of value. I'm gonna hide this for now. This was a beautiful long trade based off confluence. Then we saw the bounce. This was a bounce of 30% into this range point of control. Range point of control, always a good take profit, always a nice resistance zone. On the pullback, we, however, found support on the range value area low. So in terms of range theory, we really should not lose this low. This is now going to be super important because in terms of range or volume, this was rejecting the point of control, flipping the value area low. Next, I would like to see the point of control flipped. If that is the case, we could look for an entire value rotation. So for this trade, my stop loss can be placed down here because technically we should not lose the value area low again. No financial advice, by the way, because everything I'm covering here is just for educational purposes. But this is how I view Jasmine, which has been an amazing trade. So, but there's nothing to update. I would say Jasmine, one of these examples in between. Yes, there was a scalp trade on that retest here. But now, does it really make sense to squeeze in a trade or look at the bigger levels as they tend to get the good reactions? So that's that. And WIF, I think we had a short trade on WIF, which also went perfect. Let's see this. This was the, come on, into this level here. We had the short trade, previous range, value area high, CC, great confluence. So yeah, didn't take this long, but it looks very nice, to be honest, how it's respected. I don't see another good area to trade this. No, on WIF I would have to be patient. The next level would only be on a bigger pullback, I assume. So if we rotate lower at some point, I would have a look at the point of control, and weekly taking some liquidity. And then, yeah, this is it. But one and only level would be a bigger pullback. So WIF 0.5478. Yeah, nice. So let's check PopCat. Oh yeah, I remember PopCat. We had the swing long down here. It was just missed for myself. I didn't manage to grab this entry here. I just wanted to see slightly lower. I know we hit the start of this support, but I didn't manage to get in. Yeah, and now I'm gonna look for the key point of control. This should be flipped. If we manage to flip this, then I would say this is likely to see another big follow through, but it has to happen first. So this is speculative at the moment. It remains to be key resistance for now. So we have to wait on the flip. From down here, it's up. We have, I mean, this should be a take profit, no financial advice. To do Pepe, let's check Pepe. Pepe also missed this entry down here. We can see the claim of this uptrend anchored VWAP. Let's see, is here something? Series of higher lows. It only has day trading potential here on Pepe, which would be around this range point of control here. For me, it's unlikely that I'm going to take a trade like this, but this is what I could see on Pepe. And then targeting the highs, starting as a day trade with quick TPs. So yeah, it is the range point of control anchored VWAP, very similar to what we've seen on BTC yesterday. If we look at this 30 on the 30-minute time frame, you can see this right here, and it's pretty much the exact same confluence, which is always nice. We do have this uptrend going, the first break, so value theory again, if we see a pullback, range point of control should hold for us to continue this uptrend, else we can see the full value rotation. This is where I would come from on the analysis. At 30K as much as before, and what could be the target of the trade? Let's have a look. So I still like this. I might look at this as a hedge first, and the target shouldn't be too far at first. I would say the first target would only be 2,500 zone, and then seeing if I can keep it open, because here I'm coming from a nice swing long from down here. This is a hedge area, and then see how it goes, sort of thing. Tau, let's check Tau. And it's this, or currently we can see on altcoins, there's just not the best opportunities where we are right now. And this is part of the game. If the altcoins start to move again, I can be ready and waiting for those good trades. But at the moment, I have to acknowledge that they are not there. So this one, is that value area low, SFP of the lows, I think is what I was looking at. See if there's something. We are bouncing off a minor level, in my opinion. We didn't test the supply, didn't test the confluence. And it's difficult again. I'm gonna wait for the bigger levels here on Tau. I really don't see good reason to trade in between. We're also coming into resistance with this previous demand zone that we had and previous point of control. Grab, which looks unfinished. This would be a scalp trade to see if there's the liquidity grab, claim of point of control, and then that's it. This is the only, again, day trade I could see would be grab the liquidity down here, reclaim point of control, and then up. But it, yeah, depends on what we do down here. So, hype, I think I checked hype already. This is what I explained. This short trade I only wanted to take if I'm in the long from the lows, but yeah, this was already hit here, so I never took this trade. Do have a new weekly. Looks okay in terms of price location. Confluence is weak though. This was tested yesterday, so not too helpful. It's also not going to be the CC. Nah, for the weekly, I don't see great confluence. Nope, I don't see a trade on hype where we are. Don't want to force a trade. Let's check LTC. LTC also with the front run of this compound. I think this was a compound, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a compound of this overall swing trade that we had. So swing trade was hit. Acknowledge this as a nice compound for the swing. No, we didn't get it. So only in from this swing, which is also fine, but let's see, local time frame. Daily. Anchored VWAP is what we are up against. This has been tested. It depends on the claim of this downtrend anchored VWAP. If this is claimed, I would expect 98 next. So overall, it's still looking healthy. We can see we had this big demand zone here, demand once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times, deviation below, reclaimed higher. So this is all good, but we have to see the claim of this downtrend anchored VWAP. If this is claimed, I would say value area high is the next target. And with that, the swing trade is coming into another take profit. So durable. It's only on spot. Or is it 1,000? 1,000. Let's see, I think it's 1,000 turbo, so I want to look at this and not the spot. We had this great trade up there. And now tested this previous supply, which was at the start of this. I don't know if it was trading somewhere else before, but it was the initial move here on Bybit. Let's see that real quick. Weekly. Let's say the higher low trade is also missed. I can't really look for the trade where we are here. No, don't see any trades here. It looks good, but it has to hold this low. If this low doesn't hold, I would expect a new low. So I'm going to have a look at SUI before I wrap it up. Because SUI, I know what you're saying there. But I mean, how crazy are these trades that we had actually? So yeah, Bonk is also one of these. Sui. So Sui up 35%. But I know what you're saying. We were looking at the compound here of Sui on the previous day value area low. At the time, it was also the CC. It was the range point of control anchored VWAP, but it was also not hit. So only the swing trade was activated. But yeah, is what it is. Still a good trade. Still consider this the key resistance up there. And I would say, yeah, how amazing were all of these trades actually? Because Bonk, and yeah, this was Bonk. Also from entry, nearly 80%. But yeah, that's it. I don't want to force any further trades. This is what I'm looking at next on Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and all these coins. I think we can be very happy with the positions that have been entered. And this goes to show once again on altcoins, it does make sense to wait for the bigger levels to hit instead. So I would say it went really well. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this Altcoin Weekly update. I do have some local alerts for the day. So if there is something happening during live trading, I'm here to see if we can capitalize on that. So yeah, see you in the live trading next. Wish you a great rest of the day, and bye-bye.